I want to talk to you about Etsy versus Amazon Handmade. So if you are an artisan or you are, let's say, a craft seller, this is actually the ultimate guide for you. Okay, I'll go more in granularity, explain to you the pros and cons of each platform. So let me give you a few background here. So when you think about the pros and cons of selling on Amazon Handmade versus selling on Etsy, you have to really understand that it's all about your target audience. It's all about let's say the kind of terms and conditions that you have for your products, and also you need to really choose the best option for your e-commerce business. The thing is that maybe you do not need to sell on Amazon Handmade or Etsy. You can just open your own Shopify store, your own BigCommerce store, your own WooCommerce store, your own BigCartel store. Okay, but the good thing about Etsy and Amazon Handmade is that you already have the traffic. You have a lot of traffic already, a lot of online traffic. So, but the thing is, with that traffic, you also have a lot of rivalry. You have a lot of competitors. You have a lot of sellers. You're not the only one. Whereas if you had your own store and you really worked on your SEO, on your search engine optimization strategy, you'll be driving traffic organically to your specific store. But if you decide to list your products on Etsy or Amazon Handmade, you will be facing a lot of competition. But hey, listen, it is still interesting. Okay, marketplaces such as Etsy or Amazon Handmade are as old as human commerce, especially the brick and mortar side of things. Okay, so from the bazaar to the bodega, those marketplaces exist in every culture. Today, they also exist online as e-commerce has globalized and democratized the selling and consumption of wares. So for a small business such as yours, this is particularly great because it's no longer necessary to have a warehouse. I mean, think about it. If you're an artisan, you don't need to have a warehouse anymore. You don't need to have a logistics coordinator or even a physical storefront to have a globally recognized brand. You are able to sell real fast. So there are actually dozens of let's say online marketplaces, but two of the most established options are Etsy and Amazon Handmade, especially if you are into craft, you are an artisan. Let me first talk to you about Etsy. So what is Etsy really? If you are thinking about Etsy versus Amazon Handmade, Etsy is an online marketplace for vintage and handmade goods from around the globe. Founded as a small Brooklyn shop in 2005, Etsy has grown into a global e-commerce hub with over 100 million items for sale. And as of this year, it counted 9 million sellers and over 96 million active buyers worldwide. So this is kind of fantastic, okay? Even with this growth, Etsy has actually remained committed to its alternative community embedded identity. And the cool thing is that the company, and you will love that, the company aims for a 50% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by 2030. And its Etsy Uplift Fund provides support to economically disadvantaged makers and promotes products made by historically marginalized communities. So this is really fantastic. I want to talk to you quickly about the pros and cons of Etsy. So the pros first. You have low startup fees, really fantastic. So Etsy fees are very low. It costs $15 to set up an Etsy shop. And for each item you want to sell, there is a 20 cents listing fee. So this is really good. And the listings expire after 4 months and will be automatically renewed unless you opt out of the feature. And total selling fees also include transaction fees, which come in at 6.5% of the total cost of the product. You may also be charged a shipping and payment processing fee. So besides the low startup cost, you have analytics and custom options. So Etsy's standard plan also comes with a stats page that displays traffic volume to your shop, as well as information about how visitors arrived there. And Etsy also offers an additional paid plan, Etsy Plus, that allows you to customize the look of your Etsy store with banners and featured listings, offers, restock requests, or more. So that's really good from a branding perspective. This is really good from a marketing perspective. You also have flexible advertising plans on Etsy. Etsy allows you as a seller to purchase both on-site and off-site ads through the Etsy platform. Etsy internal ads space is placed using an auto bidding system. Etsy sellers set a daily ad budget, And Etsy uses those numbers to auction off ad space for particular product categories and search terms. So this is really good. So what about the cons? When you think about Etsy, you do have recurring fees. Not all types of items can be sold. So Etsy sellers offer vintage and handmade goods. So if your items don't fit either of those categories, you will not be allowed to sell on Etsy. And listings that don't fit into those categories can be flagged and removed. And Etsy doesn't offer fulfillment services. So you must be in charge of your own shipping logistics. Let me talk to you now about Amazon Handmade. So Amazon is currently the leading online retailer in the US with annual sales that really passed the half trillion last year. And Amazon averages over 2.5 billion visitors per month. Okay, think about it. So in 2015, Amazon launched a smaller market, Amazon Handmade, designed for small businesses that specialize in handcrafted goods. Although Amazon does not publicize the total sales or the total number of sellers participating in Amazon Handmade, last year, the company reported that over 100 of the market's makers had surpassed $1 million in annual sales. So that's really good. So what are the pros and cons of selling on Amazon Handmade this year? Let's have a conversation about that. So the pros first, you have massive potential reach because Amazon is one of the most visited sites in the US. So because Amazon Handmade's products are integrated into the larger Amazon e-commerce site, selling on Amazon Handmade can get you in front of a larger global audience than any other platform. You have a complimentary professional plan. So Amazon Marketplace offers both actually an individual and a professional plan, with professional plan sellers paying a flat subscription fee of $39.99 per month, plus selling fees on individual orders. So if you're a seller and you're approved for Amazon Handmade, you'll receive the professional plan perks for free, and you are charged a flat 15% transaction fee on all sales. And there are no listing fees, so Amazon doesn't charge product listing fees, so you only pay if you make a sale, which is really good because then you don't have any upfront costs real fast. What are the cons of selling on Amazon Handmade? Well, Amazon competes with its own sellers. Amazon has a number of in-house brands that it sells alongside those offered by its vendors. So small businesses are effectively in direct competition with the world's largest e-commerce company. And you also have higher selling fees. So although Amazon Handmade sellers receive, let's say, Amazon's professional selling plan at no cost, the 15% selling fee charged on each sale is still higher than those charged by many other marketplaces, including Etsy. So you got to be aware of those costs if you're interested in really like integrating the Amazon Handmade marketplace. Now let me really go into a detailed comparison here. So Amazon Handmade versus Etsy. So Amazon and Etsy both provide small business owners with a simple, secure platform for earning money from a large audience, right? I mean, think about it. No business license or coding skills required. You just get your cash real fast. Now, the most significant differences involve fee structures, support services, and startup time. So let's first talk about general website and user interface. So how are they similar? Well, Amazon Handmade and Etsy are both designed to be intuitive and user-friendly for buyers and sellers alike. Both platforms make it easy to set up an online store without any web development knowledge, allowing you to create a customized storefront page, your store, and to include your product listings in their search results. Both also provide a mobile app and a seller dashboard that actually tracks order and sale information. How are they different? Well, Amazon doesn't charge a product listing fee, while Etsy does. This listing fees recur every 4 months. Additionally, Etsy and Amazon Handmade both deduct selling fees at a flat rate across categories and price points. For Etsy, this comes in at 6.5% of the total sale price plus a payment processing fee. For Amazon Handmade, as I said before, the selling fee is a 15% cut from the total sale price. What about the custom products offered? How are they similar? Well, both Amazon Handmade and Etsy allow sellers to pay more in exchange for preferred listing payments. That's really good. How are they different? Well, Etsy offers integrated offsite advertising, which is optional for sellers whose annual sales total less than $10,000. Amazon does not offer offsite ads. You also have listing and selling fees. How are they similar? Well, Amazon Handmade and Etsy both charge selling fees that are calculated as a percentage of the total sale amount. How are they different? Well, Amazon doesn't charge a product listing fee while Etsy does. This listing fees recur every 4 months, as I just told you. Additionally, Etsy and Amazon Handmade both deduct selling fees at a flat rate across categories and price points. So that's really important. For Etsy, this comes in at 6.5% of the total sale price, plus a 3.5% plus 25 cents payment processing fee. And for Amazon Handmade, the selling fee is 15% of the total sale price. Let me talk about product categorization. So how are they similar? Both marketplaces sort items into top-level product categories and subcategories. How are they different? Well, Amazon Handmade and Etsy both feature top-level product categories designed to showcase handmade goods. Paper and party supplies is the top-level category at Etsy. For example, as are weddings, bath and beauty, and craft and supplies and tools. Amazon Handmade products categories are similarly craft and lifestyle focused, although categories like handmade electronics accessories and handmade sports and outdoors are unique to the Amazon platform. What about the sign-up process? How is the process familiar? How is this similar? Both Amazon Handmade and Etsy require banking information and personal info to open a shop. How are they different? Let's talk about that. Well, Amazon also requires tax information, an internationally chargeable credit card, a phone number, and a government-issued ID. Approval of an Amazon Marketplace shop can take weeks, and selling on Amazon Handmade requires an additional application process. Etsy shop approval, on the other hand, is instantaneous. So you can see that the process is more streamlined at Etsy versus Amazon Handmade. One thing I want to say also is that Amazon Handmade actually has their due diligence is a little more, it's lengthier, if you will. So it's lengthier than what you will have on Etsy. So something to really consider if speed of approval is important for you. Let's talk about the payment process here. So how are they similar? Well, both sites offer user-friendly automated direct deposits as the payment option. How are they different? Well, Etsy pays the sellers through their Etsy account. Amazon pays through a direct deposit into the seller's bank account. And payment schedules also differ because Amazon pays sellers every 2 weeks and Etsy defaults to a weekly payment schedule, but allows sellers to change this setting to daily, weekly, or monthly. So this is kind of cool in terms of flexibility. They'll talk about the fulfillment services. How are they similar? Well, both offer free shipping options and give sellers the option to select their own shipping rates and methods. So that's really good from a scalability, also from an accountability point of view. How are they different? Well, Amazon offers Fulfillment by Amazon services, so FBA, in which sellers ship their products to an Amazon warehouse for storage. And once the purchase is made, Amazon handles the fulfillment logistics. Etsy provides shippers with discounted shipping labels, but does not warehouse goods or handle shipping for sellers. Okay, so your choice of online marketplace really for handmade goods depends on your vision. Although they actually differ in scale, buyer demographics, and fee structure, Amazon Handmade and Etsy are both powerful online marketplaces capable of reaching millions of consumers around the world, right? So where you choose to set up your shop will depend on your target audience and business model. And if you sell a high volume of products at relatively low individual price points, Amazon Handmade, with its fulfillment assistance and free product listings, might be the right choice for you. If, on the other hand, you'll require, let's say, few listings and expect to bring in a larger dollar figure per sale. Then Etsy's lower percentage cost per individual transaction will likely compensate the 20 cents per quarter that you pay for product listings. Okay. Now, if you are still not sure whether selling on Amazon Handmade or selling on Etsy is right for you, try running the math on a few scenarios to see which platform is best positioned to help your shop succeed. After all, you have put your labor, creativity, and love into your craft, right? It's really time to show the world what that looks like. So let me talk to you about a few extras here. So basically, when you think about Amazon Handmade, is it really cheaper than Etsy? No, definitely not. Amazon Handmade and Etsy offer competitive pricing, so items may be more expensive or less expensive than the other, let's say, depending on the items and the seller. And so is it actually a Etsy or Amazon better? It really depends. It really depends because that's what I said a little earlier when I said it depends on your target audience. It depends on your vision too. Okay, so this is ultimately a matter of personal preference. Etsy offers a more curated selection of handmade and vintage items, while Amazon offers a much wider selection of items. So, depending on the items you are looking to sell, one might be better than the other. What about Amazon Handmade profitability? Well, Amazon Handmade can be profitable because when you think about it, the platform provides access to millions of customers. Plus, there are no monthly fees, making this a great option for you as an entrepreneur or a craft person who wants to monetize your skills. Additionally, Amazon offers tools to help you as a seller optimize your business, such as analytics, advertising, and promotional opportunities. So you do, and I'm not even talking about the large traffic that you have from Amazon. Okay, and so the best site to sell your handmade items depends on your strategy, but Etsy really is the top. Okay, Etsy is the most well-known option for selling handmade items online. It's very easy to use, and it also allows you to set up a shop quickly and easily. Other sites that may be worth considering include Shopify, Star Envy, and Big Cartel, especially when it comes to selling your artisan products. Okay, but also please, before you actually decide to sign up for a platform, make sure you've done research also in terms of their customer service. Like if you had a problem, how fast can they really help you out? But also think about the logistics aspect of things, the fulfillment. Okay, because if you're selling like a few products a month, okay, but once the number of once the revenue goes up, once the product count goes up, you're gonna need a strong logistics sort of partner to help you out. Maybe a 2PL or 3PL, who knows? In closing, in today's conversation, I spoke to you about Etsy versus Amazon Handmade. I spoke about the background, the detailed comparison, the extras, and now the closing. Thank you so much. God bless you. I see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.